A 300-word essay as a bail condition for the 17-year-old Porsche driver who took 2 young lives with his reckless driving has disgusted the entire country and brought national attention to the Pune incident. But viewer, what if I told you that that's just one of the many alleged privileges that have been extended to the son of a wealthy family that appears to be doing everything in its power to keep their son free and not facing the full extent of the law. We know for a fact that no medical test was conducted on this underage driver for several hours after he was detained at that police station in Pune. But our Pune reporter, India Today's Pune reporter Omkar Wable, informs us that the Pune police ordered pizza and sandwiches for this underage boy at the police station. Were pizza and sandwiches served at the behest of the boy's family, or did the boy demand it, or was this the police's own generosity? Also, why was pizza a priority? Why would you feed someone anything before conducting a medical and alcohol levels test in a case where the accused has literally spent his evening in a pub and then crashed his car fatally into 2 people? We have images from the accident site that we will continue to show you as well. Second, was the underage driver allowed to sleep in the police station? Was he allowed a nap after his harrowing ordeal of illegally visiting a pub and then illegally driving an unregistered vehicle at an illegal speed? Was the police bowing to pressure from family members of the accused and lawyers who had allegedly arrived in 2 luxury vehicles? A local MLA from the NCP Ajit Pawar faction is under the spotlight and under the glare for his alleged involvement in applying pressure on the police, though he has come out to strongly deny it. But can anyone deny that it is the influence and power wielded by this family that resulted in the clear VVIP treatment given to the boy at the police station on the night of the accident? Is there any doubt that the power of his family ensured that the system moved quickly and he was granted bail in a record 15 hours? Some people might say this is a media trial and there are emotions at play when the law must function and be allowed to function. What media trial is it if a boy whose speeding car has just killed 2 people is fed with pizza in a police station? What media trial are you really trying to suggest? Doesn't the Pune police owe answers as to why this boy was fed and allowed to sleep instead of being instantly tested for his alcohol levels, which turned out to be negative many hours later? Is there any doubt that this is a family that enjoys great powers, considering that the father of the boy merrily, as we reported, spent 2 days absconding in different parts of Maharashtra only to be nabbed in Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar? Civil society and the political class in Pune have been nervously whispering nuggets about the true power of families like this one, whose arrogance, total disregard for rules and life have resulted in the needless deaths of 2 promising young people in this country. It took India Today's relentless coverage, and I will say this repeatedly, viewer, because nobody woke up to this story until this channel took it up. It was our relentless coverage that forced Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis also to personally visit Pune and at least try to show that the government had taken cognizance of this glaring, troubling suggestion of money power softening and lubricating the legal process against the juvenile Porsche driver. But even 4 days later, it looks like system unka hai. Bulldozers have demolished illegal pubs, not the ones where these boys were drinking. Owners of nightclubs have been arrested for serving alcohol to underage customers. Eyewitnesses live under fear. But will this 17-year-old pay the price for his very adult crimes? That's the only question right now. Now, India Today's reporter Vidya has brought to the fore even more details about the Agarwal family. Vishal Agarwal is the builder. He's the owner of Brahma Realty, one of the big real estate building firms in Pune. Well, these are details which may not necessarily be connected, but they've all come out into the fore now. The miner's grandfather has underworld links, CBI sources tell India Today's Vidya in Mumbai. S.K. Agarwal, the grandfather of this underage driver, accused of a link with gangster Chota Rajan. S.K. Agarwal is alleged to have paid gangster Rajan to fix a brother. Now remember, these are pieces of information that are coming out from law enforcement agencies. They cannot be independently verified by India Today. And so these are details that are now coming out in the media about property disputes, about links with unsavory characters, Chota Rajan's name, the CBI taking over a case in the past as well. All of this is now coming out, the dark underbelly of the powerful in Pune. I want to go across to India Today. Is Omkar Wable live with us from Pune for more on this. Omkar, is this underage driver going to be tried as an adult? The police wants it. There is a huge amount of public pressure also on how this young man should be tried as an adult. What are you hearing? What are you hearing? That hearing is taking place right now.
Yeah, no, actually hearing is already done in afternoon. Now we're waiting for the final order of Juvenile Justice Court. I'm standing in the premises of the court and you can see behind me there are police are already deployed here. Different lawyers are being inside and the finally decisions are going to take. So we have to wait for next 10 to 15 minutes and the final order will release by this Juvenile Justice Board. But interesting thing is, I think since the beginning, questions were being raised on the whole investigation process, the way police was favoring this brat who killed two people when he was drunk and while he was driving the Porsche luxurious car. So since the beginning, questions are being raised on the police investigation process because there are allegations that they favored him even during the custody. They served him pizza, sandwiches. Also, he was in for the private cabin of senior PI for some time. There was an MLA who is related to this Mahayuti government. So we can say there is some suspicious activity happened behind. And later on, the police added 185 section of Motor Vehicle Act. So things that's supposed to implement before 2 days or 3 days, and when the incident actually happened, police are doing them from the yesterday. So yes, I must say we can raise a question on the whole process.
Okay, we'll wait for that hearing order that's going to come from the Juvenile Justice Court. Thanks very much, Omkar. We'll come back to you. Why shouldn't this underage driver, aged 17 years and 8 months, the driver of this Porsche, be tried as an adult? It's not a loaded question. Why shouldn't he be tried as an adult? That's what the police is saying they want. Is this VIP treatment, is there VIP treatment for this man despite the media glare? You just heard what our reporter said. Pizza, sandwiches, permission to nap, sitting in the cabin of the, of the senior inspector, etc. Are these eyewash actions being taken by agencies and law enforcement? Is nothing really actually happening to this family or to this man? Well, I spoke to the mother of Anish Awadhia, one of the victims of this Porsche driver. Here she is speaking out for the first time in an interview. Here's that chat. जानकारी मिल रही है सविता जी कि ये जो नाबालिग है 17 साल का लड़का जो है जो गाड़ी चला रहा था वो अभी जुवेनाइल जस्टिस बोर्ड में पेश हुआ है। वो जुवेनाइल जस्टिस लॉ के अंदर उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई हो रही है। क्या आपको लगता है सविता जी कि इसको एक अडल्ट ट्रीटमेंट होना है अंडर द लॉ? क्या आपको लगता है ये?
जी, अडल्ट ट्रीटमेंट होना चाहिए उसका। वो नाबालिग नहीं है। कोई भी नाबालिग होता तो इतनी बड़ी कार लेके बाहर शराब पी के और ये ऐसे नहीं करता है, क्योंकि घर के पेरेंट्स ही उसको इतनी इजाजत नहीं देते हैं कि आप ऐसा करो, और ये गलत है। वो अडल्ट है, इसलिए उसको पूरी वो सजा मिलनी चाहिए। मेरे बेटे को न्याय मिलनी चाहिए और मेरे अपने बेटा खोया है, इसलिए मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है महाराष्ट्र सरकार से तो मेरे बेटे को न्याय दिलवाए। मेरा बच्चा गया है अभी, मेरे अंदर कैसा मेरा, मैं आप लोगों को बता नहीं सकती। मेरा दुख आप लोग शायद समझ नहीं पाओगे। मेरा बेटा गया है। मैं आप लोगों से हाथ जोड़ के विनती करती हूँ, मुझे न्याय चाहिए मेरे बेटे के लिए।
जी सविता जी, मेरे पास कुछ शब्द नहीं है आपकी दुख देख के सविता जी, लेकिन सरकार का, पुलिस का, कोर्ट्स के, सबका ध्यान इस इशू पे है, इस घटना पे है। और हम इंडिया टुडे पे लगातार जो कवरेज दे रहे हैं इस स्टोरी पे, इसलिए आपको लाए हैं ताकि आपकी आवाज़ भी पहुंचे सबके पास। इसलिए मैं कुछ 2-3 और सवाल आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं सविता जी। एक वो ये है कि जो लड़का था जो पोर्श ड्राइव कर रहा था, उसको बेल मिल गया है। आपको ये पता ही है कि 15 घंटे में बेल मिल गया था। और जो बेल कंडीशंस थे उसको देख के पूरा देश आउटरेज हुआ है कि एक 300 शब्द का एक निबंध लिखना है, उसको काउंसलिंग करना है, उसको पुलिस के पास कुछ रोड ट्रैफिक रूल्स सीखना है। इसको सुन के आपको क्या लगा सविता जी?
इसमें ये इसमें बस बड़े लोगों का हाथ लग रहा है कि अपने बच्चे को बचाने के लिए कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। ये केवल पैसे के बल पे ये अपने बच्चे को 15 घंटे में छुड़वा लिए। ऐसे मेरे बच्चे को ला सकते हैं क्या? वो ले आए मेरे बच्चे को वापस, ला सकते हैं? 15 घंटे नहीं, मैं उनको 30 घंटे देती हूँ, ला सकते हैं? अपने बच्चे को छुड़वा लिए पैसे दे के, कहीं से पुलिस वालों से मिलके। मैं चाहती हूँ कि महाराष्ट्र सरकार मेरा सपोर्ट करे और मुझे न्याय दिलवाए।
और सविता जी, जैसे आप बता रहे हैं कि एक बड़े बाप का बेटा वाला जो परसेप्शन है, वो ना सिर्फ एक परसेप्शन है लेकिन हकीकत है, क्योंकि जमीन पर जब पुलिस स्टेशन पहुंच गए थे, अभी अनीश के जो कजन है, जो आप भी जानते हैं उनको, पारस सोनी, वो भी सामने आए हैं मीडिया में। उनका कहना है कि पुलिस स्टेशन में वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट मिल रहा था और इस लड़के का के पिताजी हैं वो तो गायब हो गए थे 3 दिन के लिए। वो तो अब्सकॉन्डिंग थे, वो छत्रपति संभाजी नगर में मिले थे। लेकिन पुलिस स्टेशन में जो वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट अलेजिडली मिल रहा था इस लड़के को, उसके बारे में आपको क्या क्या कहना है?
बस वही पैसे के बलबूते पे करवा रहे हैं ये सब। पैसा है तो सोचते हैं हम कुछ भी कर लेंगे, किसी की जान भी ले लेंगे और पैसे के बल पे उससे छुड़वा भी लेंगे। सब नेता लोगों का हाथ है इसमें। बस मुझे और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, मेरे बेटे को न्याय चाहिए बस।
And joining me live also is the family of Ashwini Kushta, the other 24-year-old who was a victim in this case. Joining us and speaking out for the first time today is Mamata Kushta. She is the mother of young Ashwini. Sampreet is her brother. He's also joining us. Mamata ji, Sampreet ji, आपको मेरा नमस्कार। इस बहुत ही अत्यंत दुखद समय में हमसे बात करने के लिए धन्यवाद। ममता जी, मेरा पहला सवाल आपके लिए है। अभी तक 3 दिनों में जो जांच हुई है, जो एक्शन लिया गया है, उसके बारे में आपका क्या ख्याल है? आपको क्या लगता है कि सख्त कार्रवाई हो रही है, स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन लिया जा रहा है? आपका क्या कहना है ममता जी?
ये तो न्यूज देख के तो हमें मतलब ऐसे लग रहा है कि कुछ हो, मतलब कार्रवाई हो रही है, मगर बहुत सुस्त है। कड़ी से कड़ी, जल्द से जल्द कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि ये तो ऐसा मामला होता है कि कुछ दिन न्यूज तो चल रही है, दिखा रहे हैं, उसके बाद फिर ऐसे कि वो क्या केस क्या है, क्या होता है, समझ में ही नहीं आता है। उसके बाद तो बहुत ढीली हो जाती है। इसलिए अभी जो नया मामला है, तो इस पीरियड में जल्द से जल्द कार्रवाई हो जाए तो ज्यादा बेटर है।
ममता जी, अब तक एक परसेप्शन बन चुका है, और ये ना सिर्फ एक परसेप्शन है लेकिन एक्चुअली एक रियलिटी है कि काफी वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट चल रहा है इस केस में। इस लड़के को बेल मिल गया बहुत जल्दी। बेल कंडीशंस के बारे में आपको पता ही होगा। जो इस और इतना नेशनली इतना गुस्सा चढ़ गया इस स्टोरी को लेकर, जब लोग सुने हैं कि बेल कंडीशंस क्या थे। उसके बाद भी जो फैक्ट सामने आए हैं ममता जी, आपको भी पता होगा कि पुलिस स्टेशन में क्या हुआ था, कुछ प्रेफरेंशियल ट्रीटमेंट हुआ है, इसके बारे में आपका क्या ख्याल है ममता जी?
ये तो सब सरासर गलत है ना, ऐसा तो होना ही नहीं चाहिए। तो जो आरोपी है उसको आप स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट दे रहे हैं, मतलब क्या है? यही चीज कोई नॉर्मल इंसान करता तो अभी तक उसको सजा हो जाती ना।
ये टॉप लेवल, सरकार के टॉप लेवल से काफी ध्यान दिया जा रहा है इस केस में।
हाँ,
वो ये एक मीडिया इम्पैक्ट है, क्योंकि हमको लगता है कि अगर मीडिया इसको इस तरफ कवर नहीं करती तो सरकार का ध्यान कहीं और चला जाता, इस पे नहीं
जी
होता।
जी जी।
क्या आपको
नहीं,
लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट एक्चुअली कुछ एक्शन लेगा? और अगर आप सीधा सरकार को कुछ संदेश दे सकते हैं अभी इस चैनल
जी
पर,
जी,
आप क्या कहते हैं?
सरकार को यही है कि जो आरोपी है ये बचे ना, इसे सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई की जाए, क्योंकि वो बच्चा नहीं है। एक मतलब ड्रिंक करके इतनी बड़ी गाड़ी चलाता है, वो कोई नाबालिग नहीं है। उसको बालिग होने के सारे गुण है उसमें। वो पहले भी कोई किसी केस में अरेस्ट हो चुका है, मैंने सुना है। तो वो कोई नाबालिग नहीं बचा है। और अब तो 4 महीने के बाद वो वैसे ही बालिग होने वाला है। सब चीजें वो बालिग जैसा कर रहा है, तो उसे सजा भी अच्छी होनी चाहिए, ताकि दूसरे को वो संदेश मिले कि ऐसा कुछ होना नहीं चाहिए करके।
ममता जी, हमसे बात करने के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं फिर से आपको बताता हूं कि हम इस घटना, इस कवरेज से बिल्कुल हटेंगे नहीं जब तक न्याय नहीं मिलता है। इंडिया टुडे की तरफ से फिर से मैं बताता हूं, हम हमारा संवेदना
बस
व्यक्त करते हैं।
लास्ट
जी
में एक ही रिक्वेस्ट है सरकार से कि मुझे न्याय मिल जाएगा तो मुझे सरकार पे भी भरोसा हो जाएगा और अपने कानून में भी पूरा विश्वास रहेगा।
जी बिल्कुल। And while we are talking right now about the bizarre bail conditions, that the Juvenile Justice Board put up while granting bail to this boy just 15 hours after he was detained by the police, another story has come up today that appears to, add a layer to the entire conversation. The Supreme Court on Tuesday, viewer, in a separate incident, a separate case altogether, refused to grant bail to an underage boy belonging to Uttarakhand, accused of making obscene videos of his classmate and circulating it. The classmate, this young girl, committed suicide later. The denial of bail from the top court comes amidst this Pune accident case, where bail was granted by the Juvenile Justice Board to this 17-year-old. A vacation bench of Justices Bela M. Trivedi and Pankaj Mittal upheld the Uttarakhand High Court order, which had refused to grant bail to this minor, to this underage boy in this particular case. The boy has been booked under sections 305 and 509 of the IPC and different sections of the POCSO Act. So this is just not a related case, a completely separate case where an underage boy has been denied bail, seeing the gravity of this particular case. Now, I want to get an expert legal view on this particular case, and there are few better than Satish Manishinde, who's one of India's most well-known criminal lawyers, most respected legal voices. Mr. Manishinde, welcome, sir. Thank you very much for your time. It's a case that has thrown up a great deal of emotions, but as you know better than anyone else, the law itself is not a place for emotions. There are rules, there are laws, and due process must be followed. The police in this particular case, Mr. Manishinde, have said that they want this minor, he's 17 years old, to be tried as an adult in the case. The basic facts of the case are known at this point of time. What is your take on that, sir? Can he be tried as an adult?
Well, he could be tried as an adult, but I must tell you that right from the inception, at least when the matter came out in public arena, an impression was created in the media and social circles that the Juvenile Justice Board must have made a mistake in releasing him on bail. But on examining the FIR, which was registered at 8:13 on the 19th, and the application made by the police before the Juvenile Justice Board for trying him as an adult under Section 18 of the Juvenile Justice Act, I presume, and I am of the firm belief, that right from the inception, The entire criminal administration system, criminal justice system has been tampered with, and there are a few reasons why I have come to this conclusion.
Yes.
One is that the accident took place at about 2:30 a.m. early morning on the 19th and 20th of May. Apart from all that, the FIR is registered at 8:13. The bodies of the two victims, when they were still injured, were carried to the police to the hospital immediately by the first informant, and on reaching the hospital, they were informed that they were both deceased. So obviously, immediately the police would have been informed. They must have swung into action, and the boy was apprehended and taken to a police station, because till then nobody knew his age. The fact that the local MLA reaches the police station at 3 a.m. and remains there till whatever is done,
Yes.
tells me that the entire justice system has been tampered with, because if the boy was apprehended at 2:30, 3 a.m., there is no reason why an investigating officer who apprehends him would not smell liquor on his person.
Correct.
Because the investigations and the revelations made now is that the boy drank alcohol worth 48,000 rupees at first pub. Subsequently, they went to the next place, Black Pub,
Yes.
and they consumed there till 2:30. So obviously, they were reeking of alcohol, and any person who comes in contact with the victim or the accused who is brought to the police station would smell him of liquor. So the first thing that the police officer should have done, particularly when he has come to know that the two victims were deceased already by 3
Yes.
a.m., he should have sent that boy for a medical checkup immediately to obtain his blood samples.
Yes.
This has been done after 15 hours after the
Correct.
accident, which tells me that the police officer in charge of the police station at that particular time derailed the entire judicial system and the criminal administration system
Yes.
by making sure that the boy is sent at a delayed response to the hospital for taking blood samples. Apart
Yeah.
from that, what was the police officer doing from 3 a.m. till 8:13 when the FIR is recorded obviously tells me that a lot of things have happened.
Yes.
If the local MLA was there, his mobile should be confiscated. If the parents knew of the accident, because moment a person discloses that he is a minor, the officer in charge of a police station or child welfare officer which is in the police station is
Yes.
duty bound under the Juvenile Justice Act to inform the parents that their boy is there in their custody and he should come and take care of the child, so
Correct.
that there is no harm to the child under the Juvenile Justice Act. So obviously this has been done, and the fact that they produced the boy through the juvenile probation officer before the learned judge or the Juvenile Justice Board would have been only under 304A, because the FIR was
Yes.
registered under 304A initially
Negligence.
at
Yes.
8:13 in the morning. So obviously there was no offence registered which could disclose to the Juvenile Justice Board that 304 Part 2, which is a serious offence,
Yes.
heinous offence, it was disclosed. Obviously, the Juvenile Justice Board may not have been aware of the entire facts of the case, and probably they released the boy on bail. But the Juvenile Justice Act makes three categories of offences: petty offences, serious offences, and heinous offences. Those
Right.
offences are petty. The person can be released forthwith to the custody of the parents.
Yes.
In a serious offence, he will have to impose all those conditions which Juvenile Justice Board has imposed now. If the Juvenile Justice Board was aware that it was a heinous offence, and in spite of that they released him on bail, means it's a serious infraction under the law, and I'm sure a higher court or the High Court in its capacity in the judicial side as well as the administrative side should look into the functioning of the Juvenile Justice Board. Now the
Right.
fact that the person is almost reaching the age of 18 means that if a person is accused of an heinous crime, particularly where two deaths have been caused under the influence of alcohol, the boy, even if he is a minor, if he is drinking in a pub repeatedly from 10:30 onwards till 2:30 a.m., obviously he knew the consequences of consuming liquor. Number
Yes,
one. Number
absolutely.
two, in Alistair Pereira's case, the Supreme Court has said, that if a person under the influence of alcohol sits behind the wheel, he has full knowledge that he is likely to cause death of people on the road. Obviously, this boy, if he has been used to these kinds of habits and he has been given custody of a vehicle which is worth more than 2.5 crores and has been driving a vehicle, he had full knowledge of what was going to be caused. So this boy can be tried before the children's court, or if the children's court is not in existence in Pune, he will be tried before the Honorable Sessions Court in Pune. But the fact that he has been released on bail in spite of this heinous crime means that there is a complete derailment of justice at the hands of the Juvenile Justice Board if it is aware that a heinous crime was committed. Because even before a person is released on bail, under Section 15 of the Juvenile Justice Act, there is a preliminary assessment to be carried out even for a petty offence, serious offence, or a heinous offence.
Right.
If the person who was sitting on the bench was aware that this person had the accused has consumed alcohol, obviously the learned judge or the Juvenile Justice Board should have sent him to an observation home, because this man was completely, the boy was completely in requirement of observation in the remand home as well as a psychiatric treatment, because a boy under the age of 18 years cannot be consuming liquor, and if he is consuming liquor, obviously he is infracting the law.
So derailment of the process, tampering. Mr. Manishinde, you've answered all of the questions I had with that very comprehensive view. So I'd like to thank you for that. You've given us a great deal to also take our coverage forward and ask these big questions. It carries much greater gravitas when it comes from someone of your stature. So I appreciate you for taking the time out and adding your wisdom on our coverage here on India Today. Thank you so much, sir.
The Commissioner of Pune has made a statement.
Yes, he has.
The Commissioner of Pune has made a statement before the media as well as in the print that he will suspend the entire police station. This is more than a reason for him to suspend the entire police station and also take action against the local MLA who tampered with the investigation.
From the Ajit Pawar NCP. We will be keeping a very close track of that, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Whoever it is.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.